You know what's aggravating as we enter another episode of Welcome to the Little War Game? Going for a passive opening that's really, really useful and then getting rushed and not being ready for it. And here to show the point, we have a game between Dragon Archer Z and Full Collapse, a relative newcomer. Full Collapse in this game is going to be going for a castle first, and immediately into a house and then wolves' dens. And we're going to see some shenanigans over here from Dragon Archer Z as, what's that worker doing? What's that worker doing? Boop, 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 boop. I bet it's a proxy barracks. Oh, I see the replay before it is a proxy barracks. So Full Collapse is going to do the smart thing. When you go castle first, he's going to scout, see if his opponent is expanding and what moves he's going through. And then we see another worker going up. You want to bet it's a 2-racks? I've only seen this replay and was in the game. I'm willing to bet it's a 2-racks. Ready? Boop. So let's notice some things. First off, Full Collapse has basic information that his opponent is not expanding castle first. This means he can expect some kind of aggressive move or positioning. See, no castle means he has to be worried about an attack. Notice how after his house was finished, Full Collapse immediately built this house. Not because 11 of 30 is particularly valuable, but because he needs to go ahead and make wolves' dens. When we ask why, we can tell. Due to his scout, he saw there was no castle, meaning he has to be prepared for anything that could happen. And anything that could happen could be, in the form of pressure, towers, or maybe, your friendly neighborhood soldier man. Oh my gosh, have you ever been in this situation? I know you've been in this situation. Oh man, I haven't even finished my first building and he's got units in my base. I'm just gonna die. And you know what? Full Collapse does a couple of very intelligent things. Let's notice over here on the right side. Burp. Number 1, Full Collapse pulls his workers and pulls workers from the main base to help defend. Those 4 workers he pulled right then and the 2 he's going to pull now helped push off this soldier and the 2 workers that are alongside it. More importantly, that buys space for him to build this wolves' den. Number 2, as he's positioning his workers around, he made a second wolves' den because he's up against potentially 2 barracks play, so as many units as possible are going to be needed for this defense. Now notice, the important thing for Dragon Archer Z, let's talk about their goals. Dragon Archer Z, through this move, is trying to either win the game outright or do so much damage to Full Collapse that Full Collapse loses the game. In fact, we'll even see that Dragon Archer Z is going to get cute and put a tower down here shortly. Full Collapse's objective is only to survive. As long as his expansion and his workers survive, he'll be ahead due to the way economy works in the game. For those of you who don't know, in Little War Game, if you have 10 workers on 1 gold mine, or you have 5 workers on 1 gold mine and 5 workers on another gold mine, your 2 bases mine more than just your 1. Notice how these units are immediately rallied out and sent away as Dragon Archer Z does cute business. This is a very intelligent move by Dragon Archer Z because he's trying to buy space with these soldiers. Unfortunately, he has some difficulties trying to target specifically weakened workers that Full Collapse expertly pulls back. And so while Full Collapse does take a couple incidental losses, he does manage to pull away. So now his main base is secure. We go over here. He somehow has to force away this tower. So he targets the weak link. Rather than fight the tower, which is very hard to kill, all Full Collapse does is target the worker. If there's no worker, they can't build the tower. If the worker can't build the tower's not a threat. He can take care of it on his own. This is the first push-off right here. Full Collapse manages to steady himself. He has equivalent workers, but means he's actually ahead once he secures both gold mines. He's in great shape. So 2 things can happen from this scenario. The first scenario is that your opponent backs off, hopes they did enough damage, and tries to expand. Let's take a look over at Dragon Archer Z's base. Distinctly not expanding. So, the other scenario is something you've seen a lot. You're getting good, you've turned off this first wave of aggression, you think you're doing pretty well for yourself, you're pretty happy, you move out, there's a soldier, whatever, we can beat this back, oh crap. And that's exactly what happens. They full commit to making sure it happens. Notice the 2 workers pulled that demonstrate the emphasis on trying to get that tower down and contribute to DPS. Notice how the soldiers are just shredding through these wolves, especially since there's 4 of them. Good micro over there. Now remember what we said. Full Collapse only has to survive to win. As long as he doesn't lose the base or lose so many workers he has no economy, he still wins the game. So notice this, the full health worker coming over here, helping contribute to defense, specifically targeting the healthy one to come back, even though his wolves are in a rough position. Now notice Dragon Archer Z upping the ante, and this is the point at which the game gets critical. If Dragon Archer Z finishes this tower and he still has units in the base, then Full Collapse loses, just because there's too much presence for Dragon Archer Z inside of his expansion, and it's been completely shut down. So I want to notice something, though. Full Collapse recognizes the following. Okay, so you built towers. So the intelligent thing for me to do is to also build towers and clean up everything else. And with good worker control, he manages to do that. Now this tower, unfortunately, this will be the funniest thing ever. Ready? It's going to go down. And what about this tower? It's about to die, right? Nope. This is another dangerous moment over here. So, Full Collapse has to make sure that this soldier isn't free to run around and hit the worker that's finishing this critically needed and critical tower. Okay? Once he wipes out that and this tower is up, he has effectively won the game. It's all over but the shouting, as it were. With his own tower up, he can take out Dragon Archer Z's tower and repair his own tower, and effectively has secured both bases. Notice that Full Collapse intelligently almost held this without the tower himself and only used units. He only constructed a tower and sank the 125 gold when his opponent ended up building a tower and successfully making it himself. Thus putting Full Collapse another 125 gold ahead of where he would be normally, assuming this aggression didn't come in. As the worker transfer goes over, here's the other critical moment. So you think you've pushed them back and you're good to go, and what happens? Oh my gosh, it never seems to end. This is an intelligent bit of decision making over here on the part of Full Collapse. So he doesn't see it. You know what he didn't see? All those soldiers. So these soldiers are going to do the smart thing and backstab. Full Collapse recognizes a truth. I have 2 bases and you have 1. Let's look at the income tab. Full Collapse has almost 1.5 times the economy of his opponent. And this is what happens here. Dragon Archer Z recognizes he needs to win the game outright with a big attack. But Full Collapse wisely recognizes how slow all of those barracks units are and backstabs the worker line. He hits it when Dragon Archer Z is back down. He has to win the game here and now or he loses. And Full Collapse makes another, just a beautiful series of good decisions. He recognizes, right, so I can't actually kill my opponent. And I can't stop him from killing my main base. So rather than lose the game trying to hold, I'll just build 2 towers, be safe, and then I can't possibly lose. And over here, as we look, with no workers over there, his castle being shredded apart, his house down, and he comes in here, he's going to see, dun, dun. Oh, crap. And there's no way these soldiers will ever break that. 1 base to 0. And that's how it's done. Full Collapse showing us a beautiful build, a beautiful way to work, and Dragon Archer Z actually still showing a really good example of aggression. But Full Collapse just made so many good decisions, it's hard to see how he couldn't have come away with the win in this scenario. So, again, hopefully my next episode of Welcome to Little Wargame features Dragon Archer Z in a hilarious game of free-for-all, because he's so damn good and Machiavellian at it. But for now, that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoy, and I'll talk to you all later.